Yeah. Neat Nicole likes to boast. Ant Jordan likes to roast. Sir Charles keeps it crisp. GQ's the butter to the toast. Now it's time to keep it real. Competition not close. One stop for debating. Reality shows and this kids be the most. I'll be damn. I'll be damn. I'll be damn. Podcast going ham. I'll be damn.
Yo, welcome back to I'll Be Damn. It's your boy Ant Jordan.
Sir Charles.
Neat Nicole. Jasmine.
And we're also sponsored by Sweet Beat, the beat, the rhythm of life. If you can zoom up on it possibly. They have a new bottle that came out. This is the actual new improved bottle right here. This is the old one that they put out before. So check it at all your local retailers and alcohol stores like Total Wines, Inspection, goody, all of right there. Y'all can check them out. We also have a link below where you can get the alcohol as well. We're going to do another session of Watch and React like we did last week. So it's a couple videos that we're just going to check out here on the screen. We're going to watch them. We're going to get some real reactions, and we're going to talk about them. Let's see. We can go with the first one. We'll go to, it's not a full Watch and React.
I think the phone will help me. I'm gonna get it running with the sights, bitch. I'm riding like some bitch. I can get like every skin I get on playing it. I'ma throw more like a brand. Hey, Dr. Reed, man, that's it, man. You gonna go to the man, you're a bad man.
But he got suspended for 2 games. Now indefinitely. We just found out recently he just got suspended indefinitely for showing. It wasn't just about the gun on the camera. He actually is going through. I don't know if it ain't trial, but he's going through a case right now where 17-year-old boy, I believe, he beat him up. The boy threw a ball at him. I guess he said something out of pocket. The boy threw a ball at him. He beat him up, pulled a gun out of him, said he'd kill him. So then it surfaces with this video of him on here showing the gun, doing this stuff, just being young and dumb. Something that we all done did to an extent, not to this level. But
how old is he?
Josh, I think, 23.
Oh, okay.
23, 24. And so it's just like, I want to know what your opinions on about seeing a lot of these young boys keep incriminating themselves, one, on video, and then just doing dumb stuff publicly, reacting in a bad way. So I'll let the male go first. I'll let you go first on this one.
It's what we see in society, man. Like, this is what people think is cool. Like, this is the it thing, you know what I'm saying? Act gangster, you know, show what you got, guns, money, jewelry, all that type of stuff.
Right.
Like, that's basically what it is, man. It ain't much to it, man.
You don't say jewelry, I need to tuck mine.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so with that being said, you know, Jod, like you said, what, 23?
Yeah, 23, 24, something like
Bro,
that.
it's with great power comes great responsibility, bro. And that power is money. And
Yeah.
once you get that money, and you know you can do whatever the hell you want to do, like buy anything you want to do, man, you start, your true self is going to come out. And that's just what's happening. It's what happens. You get suspended, I don't feel bad for you.
No, I mean, I do and I don't.
Why do you?
I do because some people it's unfortunately a product of your environment. The things that you grow up in and see all the time.
You know,
we
right.
repeat and see these things, which just don't make it right. But you know what I'm saying? We're creatures of habits. You know what I'm saying? The more you be around, this shit happens.
Okay, hold on. No, they just flamed him up for not being hood at all. Like, they really did a whole Eminem 8-mile rap against this nigga. They saying nigga.
That was pretty funny.
Like, that shit was hilarious. Like, nigga, there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. My nigga, like, they literally flamed him, bro. You are not hood.
And
Your parents were together.
That's the biggest issue with that too.
What makes you hood?
Like, hood is gonna where you actually be. It's not how you act.
Okay.
I just use it as this whole
together.
junior. I just put it in a whole.
Because it's a lot of people, parents together, some hood niggas.
Yeah,
so
I mean, true, but I'm just putting it like in a whole general aspect.
Right.
Like,
but you got these kids that think that they have to get street cred. They look like some bitches. They look like some punks. If they can't talk to
Those are the ones that have the most to prove.
Yeah, they always
Especially
trying to.
because he's good at basketball. And his power is gonna heighten his ego, so
Yeah.
of course he gonna show
He
somebody.
came from he wasn't in the hood, but it was hood enough. You know what I'm saying? In South Carolina, so.
half the shit he does, especially like when you watch the basketball games, you know, like when he be getting
He do a
scuffles
bunch
and
of
stuff.
dumb shit.
He
trying to
does
be
like
cool.
when he does stuff like that, like trying to challenge certain players from the other team, like throwing balls in their face, stuff like that. You only do that because you have a team
Right.
behind you.
Right.
If it was him by himself, he would not be doing none of that shit. Most of these rappers who are not even hood only do the things they do because they know they got people
Right.
behind them that's going to stand up for them.
Right.
Imagine if they were just by themselves. I felt like Chris Brown one of them because when he repping blood, I mean I don't know where.
Chris Brown rap blood?
Yes.
Not real?
No, he not. That's just what he repping. But he got these niggas behind
I
him.
missed that one.
Everybody go get a game to get behind them, bro. Especially when they become big. So when something happens, nigga, they got people behind them. They like, nigga, I can act tough because I got tough niggas behind me.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like,
mean,
bro, like that shit is just so fucking
as
fake,
women,
dog.
if you are dating, say you dating a young NBA player, and you see this type of action from him, is this a thing that where you trying to pull yourself away from it, or are you gonna try to like talk him out of those way of living? Like, what are you doing in a situation with a young guy like this?
I'm gonna try to talk him out of it.
You would?
As
Yeah.
far as like doing these dumb things,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I'm old, so the young stuff by the time I'm talking to them better be out of their system.
Right.
But if, you know, think about it. He got kids
But-
at this time, so he's young with. Yeah, he got a little girl, and I don't know if he's married or not, but I think he might be. So he's already have a significant other. You being with that person at 24, you're 24. Like, how do you handle that as a woman? Like, seeing these actions.
I mean, first of all, she probably knows what she got herself into, and she might have those same characteristics and think that these things are okay.
Facts.
However, as someone who knows some of those things are not okay to do, I would do what I normally do, whether it's just speaking logic into people and letting them know that this is not okay. Look at the bigger picture, not at the right now, but what will this do for your career, for your future? And
Do you agree with that same thing pretty much?
For the most part, yeah, because it's a legacy involved in it, especially if you have a child. Like, you're doing all this dumb stuff. It's time for you to grow up. You need more responsibility. You're not your parents. You're not your homeboys. You have $1 million or however much money.
200.
Yeah, I mean, you got things to lose.
A lot.
So, of course, I'm going to try to talk you out of it. If we're the same age and I'm immature too, I'm still going to try to talk you out of it because I see you about to ruin it all for some bullshit. So,
Right.
definitely, I mean, yeah.
On my end, it's like, because I've, of course, not to near that scale, but you have people around you that you got to change that circle.
Right.
Like, you got to start having people in your corner that's not willing to put you in those situations. A prime example is LeBron. Look at how he grew up and his crew that was around him now, what they're doing.
Right.
Like, those need to be examples and not things like
But
this. You got to
also,
change that.
think about it. LeBron started that way.
But no, LeBron grew up in the hood.
Yeah,
no, but I'm
LeBron-
saying once he made it, even college, he had his
He went in
group of-
college. He went straight to the league. He was a 17-year-old
His
boy in the
friends
NBA.
around him, though.
Uh-huh.
That's who he's hired to be his people, correct?
Yeah. No, these people he actually went to school with.
Yeah, they were all on the same team.
These was all the
Right,
same.
but I'm saying
team.
those are his people that
Yeah.
he has surrounded himself with,
Right.
which means he was probably surrounded with them before, where he wouldn't be making these dumb mistakes.
But what I'm saying, like a guy like LeBron, he ain't only had 4 friends. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's like he took them other friends and he moved them out of his circle. It's like you have to take those people and move out. Like how are we all now? We're getting old, we getting up there. Those same people that we kicked it with in high school, we not fucking with them no more because they ain't on the same path or have the same mindset that we have. So you gotta change and grow up and get out that circle because if you keeping guys like this around, it's not about if you make a mistake. If they make a mistake while you around, now they're going after you. Prime example, Michael Vick. Like, he almost lost his career because of what his cousins did, not because of what he did. You know, so it's like you have to change those circles and atmospheres that you're around and quit thinking that this shit is cool.
But-
You got way too much to lose at this point. It's just like when 50 Cent talking about I don't go to the hood and still live in the hood anymore. I'm not from the hood, but I'm not going to get rich and stay there.
Right.
I'm going to get rich, I got to get out the hood. I'm going to get robbed every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to get out that mindset and I think change the circle that you're living with around that. We'll go to the next one. Let me find it real quick. And this one's on a different path as well.
Those messages are that black men are dangerous because if you look at the news, there have been studies on this. Local news overrepresents black folks as perpetrators, overrepresents white folks as victims. So the message that gets sent is they're dangerous and specifically to you. They are not only bad people, they're going to hurt you. So therefore, we want to keep them on that side of town. We want to keep their children in those schools over there. We don't want to work around them. We don't want to live around them, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that message comes through loud and clear in the way that media represents people of color. You know, whenever we, thinking about Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old child that was shot in Cleveland by police, when that happened, what did they do? The first news story in Cleveland that made a big splash was about Tamir Rice's parents and the history of domestic abuse and criminality among his parents, not about the cop that killed him. We talk worse about black victims than we do white killers. What did we say about Ted Bundy? Oh, he was so smart and he was so quiet and he always seemed so nice. Every time one of these white boys goes and shoots up a school, what do we say? We had no idea he was going to do this. So we talk better, we have more sympathy for white folks who commit mass murder, bury bodies under the house, cook them up in a soup pot and eat them, right? Than we do black folks who were killed by police. We start digging for every bad thing they ever did. We want to know if they had a juvenile record. We want to know if they'd ever been arrested. That's what the media does. And until that changes, I'm afraid white folks will stay in denial and it'll be very hard for us to move forward, whether we're talking about cops or just average everyday folks.
That was powerful.
Yeah, it was.
And then the crazy part, that coming from a Caucasian male.
Right.
Like, so that's crazy because he just literally broke down what we deal with in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? I won't hit on it first.
You
I'll let
were the
you
first one to
take
do
it.
that. We gotta give, what's it called, Jane Elliott? We gotta give
Oh, no, we definitely are, but we ain't talking about her right now.
Oh, you
No,
I was
she
making
ain't
sure.
one.
Yeah, okay.
She ain't one, but it ain't about her right now. So a matter of fact, I'll let you go first last time. We'll start this time. What do you think about that video?
Oh, I think that was a powerful message coming from the right mouth. It still won't be heard because propaganda, the media, they want those narratives to be pushed so that it could further create that wedge between the races. That's what America is. Like, it's not gonna change. But I mean, he ain't wrong.
No, not at all. What about you?
I agree, he's not wrong, but people are still gonna believe what they wanna believe. And until it affects their life personally, there won't be any change.
So,
Jazz took the words right out of my mouth. I ain't got nothing to say.
me, I got a little different perspective. I agree 100% with what he said. And that's caused with the redlining, things like that. It's even our school district, how our kids are set up to go in different school districts, all that different stuff. But I think the bigger, like we say, it's not going to change, right? Because the media, this and the third. But now we have platforms that can control those medias. Now what we have to start doing is we have to start controlling the narrative and stop letting the media do it. We have to stop allowing the media to take our words and display them differently than what we actually say them. And what we do is, the first thing we do, we have on your timeline, it's a bunch of negative kids doing dumb shit. Instead of what we're doing, we're liking it, we're sharing it, we keep sharing it, we keep sharing it, we keep sharing it. Next thing you know, your whole timeline is nothing but idiots going down your timeline. And so if we start to take more things like this and share them and get those positive things out there, I think more eyes and more people can see that. Therefore, we can start changing the narrative also about supporting one another. If we stop looking for those people that's taught to do those things to help us, then we can get out of those situations. We constantly asking people who are taught to oppress us to help us. That's not going to work. So I believe if we continue and change that message, I think that could start somewhere. I don't think it's going to change. We got all the answers, but I think that would be a good start.
I have something to say about that.
Go ahead.
I'm in agreement. I think that sounds all wonderful. But you got to remember that the powers that be, which are white people, and their racist agenda, is always going to make sure that we're in a position to be represented in this way.
Right. But who set the trends?
It doesn't matter. That's just trends. That's just all fun, dancing.
Right.
But when it comes to like, it's kind of like when it comes to the things that they want to perpetuate, they're gonna make sure that it stays that way.
Yeah, but what I'm saying on that note, which I agree with that. I'm not
So for
disagreeing.
us as a community, we didn't do exactly what you said.
We need to do that because we gotta quit worrying about the narrative and what they think, because that's not going to change too much. We can't control that, so we gotta control what we control. Like these
The funding, as much as we can. However, we're a a small portion of that most of the time. So when you think about the media, it's not funded by black dollars. That's a lot of Jewish money. That's a lot of other things that we can't control.
Yeah,
Now we can
you
take
ain't
our
gotta go
dollars.
quiet when you say that.
Yeah,
No, you
that's
do.
what I'm saying. Say it loud.
No, you don't say
It's
that
not
shit.
Say it loud.
That's real talk.
Everybody knows what it is. We just don't
Yes.
gotta say it.
Cause
Like
them niggas
that.
on the other side of the camera saying, you better not say her name.
I mean,
Man,
they
say it
have the
now.
money, they control things, it is
Right.
what it is. However, I think that it is more difficult to do what you said because we don't fund certain things and our dollars never touch those.
Because
Sure,
we
if
don't-
it's trending, that's fine.
Right.
But the reality of it is, if every black person turned off this program, that's still not going to stop white people from watching it and further thinking what they think about what they're putting
And I
out
think
there.
that to me is the biggest problem. We're concerned and worried about what the white people are thinking.
Well, what he's saying is that this is continuing to perpetuate the narrative that white people that create that wedge.
Right.
So if white people are watching it, that's what's stopping them from saying, it's too many blacks in this neighborhood,
Right.
or that's keeping them redlining our neighborhoods and things like that. So it's
And
more
I
dangerous
do
for white
not-
people. We know we're not like this.
Right, but I do agree with you on all that, but that changes with us. Like, I remember we had this conversation to an extent a while back where we was like, at what point when we gonna start blaming white people? When
I
we-
don't blame white people.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like we have
Yeah.
enough education and we're knowing because we have these platforms. We talk
Right.
about these things. It's
Right.
across plenty of platforms now.
Right.
When are we going to be like, okay, they're not going to change? We're in 2023 and we're still dealing with things in Jim Crow,
Right.
things from slavery.
Right.
It ain't going to change that.
No.
So if we start to change ourselves.
We're so much more than what
Than what's
what they
portrayed
think they
out
are.
there. Yeah.
I'm fine with whatever narrative that they want to put out there about black people. I know that I know that the people around me know that it's not.
I
what it
just
is.
wish more of us would
It-
on those platforms who have that power to do something about it.
It's just more dangerous when
Oh, yeah,
these
for
things
sure.
get into the hands, and we
For
can't
sure.
stop that from happening.
Yeah, that's
We just
definitely
can't.
dangerous. Yeah,
Right.
for sure. I agree
Okay.
with you. I agree
Okay.
with you. Let's go down to something a little more, let's say more funny. Let's get something that's funny out here. Well, I guess it's not as funny, but let's try it out.
People tell me, man, marriage don't work. And I tell people all the time, marriage is fine. Marriage works. It's people that don't work. Marriage isn't broken, people are. And the reason why people are broken in a marriage because don't nobody want to serve. You take two people, who say what you need? No, what you need, what you want, no, what you want, what you want, what you need, what you want, what you want, what you need. I got you, I got you, I got you, I got you. You can't stop that kind of marriage. The marriage that get messed up is what you gonna do for me? No, what you gonna do for me? What you did, what you did, what you do, what you. Attack on marriage right now.
No lies being told there.
No, I'm like,
That's people in general, though.
yeah, all relationships, no matter if it's friendships, no matter if it's, boyfriend, girlfriend, and shit, same
Nothing
sex,
honest,
marriage,
sister,
whatever they do.
brother.
Yeah, it's like that's some real shit though. If you spend your time trying to make sure that your significant other has whatever that they need, and they're doing the same for you, then you guys are feeding off each other and getting what you need. So therefore, you're always full
Right.
because you're filling that marriage with nothing but joy and love and compassion. So I actually agree with that. What you got?
Well, as far as marriage being broken.
No, just about what he said. Like, do you agree with that? Or do you have your disagreements? I mean, I know you may have your-
For the most part, I pretty much agree with it. It is all about what you do for me, like tit for tat, all that type of stuff. Like if I do something, for you, I expect you. It's not genuine no more. Like it's not like I'm doing this because I love you. It's like
to get somebody in return for it, or to
Yeah.
have an upper hand, or be able
have
to
upper hand,
Yeah.
use it to throw it back in their face later. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit.
Somebody get killed over there?
What were you looking on the ground?
She let me make sure nigga ain't there. God, no. Wow, that scared the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie, I tried to stay cool, but
Yeah, but as far as that, that's why like, and it's not even in just like relationships. That goes back to families too.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'll use myself as an example. Like, I'm not on good terms with my mom because she used to do shit like that. Like at first, as a kid, I was growing up. I thought she was like a really nice, genuine person. Like she would do things for people, all this type of stuff. But as I got older, and especially how I realized like how she would treat me, I was like, oh, you don't do things just to be nice. You do things
like count
Something
favors.
to count favors and to throw it back in your face. Like it's like to throw it back in people's face. Like you want to make people think that you are just this great person, but in actuality, nigga, you trying to have control. You know what I'm saying? For people, so people can do what you want them to do when you need them to do it and all this type of stuff. So after a while, I started realizing that, and it's like that starts in the home, and then it transfers into relationships because who were we raised by? Why do we think the way we think? Parents, families. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn that. So it goes deeper. Like marriages be like that, but it goes way deeper. So I don't even just put that on just like people. It's just like how you grow up.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one.
Grown-ass woman, I pay my own bills and you're going to tell me what to do?
That's fine. But it gets to a point. It gets to a point where you have to sit and analyze the scenario you're in and try and realize and pick your battles. And I'm telling you, you may not realize it, but a man does a whole bunch of shit for you that you don't know. He's watching the shows you want to watch. He's listening to you talk gossip about the girls at work. He's fucking going, yeah, I like that dress, that dress. He doesn't give a fuck about any of it. He's doing it for you.
See, that's the
but the
preaching,
second it's
man.
back the other way, you
Nah.
have some fucking issue with
He's
autonomy.
right.
It's
He's
bullshit.
right.
Grown-ass woman, I pay my... He don't think it's a fuck about it.
Don't give a fuck.
Okay,
That's it, just like
right.
He's funny. Like you really need to watch him because
He's
like
in jail.
yeah, he's in jail right now.
Yeah.
For sex trafficking.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Quotation.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Quotation.
find out. But I watched a little bit before that. It was giving scenarios of more like, if I'm telling you I don't want you to go outside, in these type of clothing and showing your ass and all this other stuff. She was like, you shouldn't go out there and do it. She was like, I pay my own fucking bills. Like, what's that got to do with it? Like,
It's a new way of saying I'm a grown ass woman. I can do what I want.
yeah, but I'm like, if you're single, living in your house on your own, you're supposed to pay your bills. Like,
why
you don't get a kudos.
Why is
for
that a flex?
Yeah,
That's not a flex. Niggas been.
It's somewhat of a flex because not every woman can do it. Not every person can do it.
And where 2023, you can't wear it.
You know the amount of people in debt.
Everybody, but
It don't matter. You still got your bills. You gotta pay.
Half in their room in there, but we
management.
still paying bills.
That ain't got nothing to do with you
A
paying
lot
your
of people
bills.
are going into more and more debt trying to keep up, so they're not paying their bills.
I don't know them.
There are a lot
Right.
of people.
If
You can be in debt, but bills are still due.
Yeah,
Whether you
they
pay it
are.
late or on
I
time.
think it comes from a mentality that like subservience and submission in a woman's mind is dating back to when grandpa and papa and them was paying bills, and then we be like, shit, I guess I can't do that because he said. But now it's like, nigga, you can't tell me what to do, just like Shanique said.
But what's that got to do with a man
And-
saying like, I don't want
here's
my
the
woman to
thing.
be out here looking like a
Here's
slut?
the thing that's so funny. Women, we do not know that
Oh,
it's such a
shit.
problem when, like how you said, we don't care about any of it. We don't know that that's a task that we're asking you to do that you're like, fuck. Unless you show it, right?
I'm gonna say it.
For
I'm
the
like, I
most
don't
part-
give a shit.
For the most part, we don't really know that we're asking you to do something that you don't want to do.
Why would we want to sit and listen about your problems that have nothing
'Cause we
to do
listen
with
to
us?
yours.
Hell no.
We listen to
Once
yours.
you leave work there. Once you come home,
You're our best friend, essentially. In most relationships, most scenarios,
I'm okay
we want
with
to talk.
that.
We want to talk
I'm
to
okay
you.
with that.
We want you. We want to be able to come to you to digress about our day, just like you might be like, this nigga gonna tell me, and we get into it. We engage it. But when we telling you something, it's just kind of like.
I'll put it like
"Dang,
this:
that's
I'm
crazy."
okay with it if you're talking about it. That one time you like, babe, I just want to ear, I want to
Right,
vent.
because you guys are solution
Cool.
oriented.
Exactly.
Right.
So if you're telling me this the second time,
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, what you plan on doing about it?
Right.
You know, once you tell me once about Teresa done fucked up and took your lunch out the refrigerator, whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she took it again, and you ain't gonna do that. I'm like,
No, I'm just thinking about that last time.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That Teresa ain't gonna take my baby lunch.
Okay.
She a thug. Wrong too. Gangster around here, but.
Okay.
But it's just that attitude she had. Like, what the fuck? I pay my
I
own
pay
bills.
my
You
own
can't
bills.
tell.
I'm like-
Bro, and I tell people, like, I told Ant today when he said he was gonna air this video. I said, bro, it goes back to my mom and how she said, how I dress when I started learning how to dress myself or whatever. And she was like, listen, how you go out of this house is a representation of us.
Mhm.
So you sagging your pants and doing all this unnecessary shit, that does not put us in a good light.
Right.
So it's the same thing with a man. Nigga, if you gonna go out here in these little ass dresses where you gotta pull your shit down every couple of seconds, titties all out, back out, all that type of shit, like just showing all your body, nigga, that is a problem. You are a representation of me. When people see you and they know you my girl, they gonna be like, nigga,
What?
So, was she wearing those things when they got together? Is that what attracted
it doesn't
him? Hold on,
matter.
hold on.
Well,
Is that what he was attracted to and what he liked? Why is she expected to change because they're in a relationship?
Shanique, you repeat that last part.
No, I'm
No,
saying,
I want you to repeat that last part. Why she?
you know you can't change people, right?
No. Repeat that last part for me.
Because they're in a relationship.
Just
But I'm
repeat
saying,
it.
if,
Just
I
repeat
don't remember what I said.
you knew what the hell
No,
you
I
said.
Why
No,
is she
Repeat
expected?
it.
I don't
You
remember.
had it right. Why is she expected to change because she's in a relationship?
That.
Answer that question.
When you are in a relationship, the whole point of everything is to evolve and to grow. So
Okay.
if you didn't get in anything, you wanted to stay the same, or do you want to grow?
Stay single.
You
No.
did too much work to stay the same. So when you're in a relationship, that is work. You're putting work into getting to a certain place.
But
so if you're just going to stay the same, there is no point even getting in a relationship.
Stay single.
So it's like you did not get. You're supposed to grow.
Okay.
So no, of course. So back in the day, if I'm up here, say I'm robbing niggas and doing some crazy shit, at 32, you expect me to be doing the same
Okay,
shit?
we're talking about growth. We're talking about elevation.
It grow.
We're talking-
You're going to
but
grow.
in defense to Shanique's
The way-
point, not necessarily. Let me say this. I don't know that I
Oh, I'm finna
completely
get on your
agree.
ass. Come on.
I'm
I don't
asking
know
a
that I
question.
completely
I'm
agree.
asking a question.
However,
Hell yeah, you're supposed to grow.
I never said
you can
were.
grow, but I'm talking about like right after you get a relationship, a few months out now.
We
it's
don't
like,
know that.
yeah.
She didn't get that scenario. We don't know.
No, but Shanique is saying like, are you expected to change just because you're in a relationship?
Yeah, because you know
what
that's
you're
the difference
doing for.
between being single and a relationship. Do you change to become being single to a
But you-
marriage?
But you're
Do
not
you
supposed
change?
to try to change
Do you
your
change?
partner.
Okay.
You can say,
So can your nigga still keep all his bitches in his phone he had when he was single when he now with you?
you're talking about
No.
infidelity.
No.
That's infidelity
That's
to some
change.
people.
You're adding infidelity
not-
when you're
that's
walking
comparing
around looking
apples
like
to
a
oranges.
thought.
No,
If
no,
you
no.
walking around looking like a thought,
But
what's gonna come
what,
with that?
what he can say is, now that we're in a relationship, I'm not necessarily comfortable with all the things that you want.
Oh, so it's
Can
the
we
way he
make a
said it.
compromise?
So it's the way he
I don't
said it.
necessarily
I'm not
agree
compromising
exactly
with
what
that.
Shanique is saying. However, she's saying why is she expected to change because she's in a relationship? It's not an overnight change.
Yeah, but that's why men are becoming bitches because we're asking something to compromise instead of actually demanding certain things to happen in our relationship.
No, compromise
Yes.
is always.
I'm not
needed.
compromising shit
Oh,
when
okay.
you walking around naked.
How does that work?
I'm not.
when you
ain't,
walking around
ain't no,
naked,
ain't
then
no
no.
compromise.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's
Let's just
go
keep it.
overboard.
Let's
Don't
just
go
let's
wrong.
just keep it at that.
Yeah.
And I'm asking, if I tell
We're not
you, if you walk
compromising that.
downstairs and something don't, what you wearing does not sit right, man, I tell you, can you please go change that? That's
Yeah.
gonna make me
And
uncomfortable.
you say no, I pay my
And
own
you
bills.
tell me
Like,
no, I
I
pay my own bills.
I
Hell
agree.
no.
Some shit is just because it's just getting out of control.
Because if
Y'all
I'm walking around in
with
sweatpants with my
mesh
dick
shirts
print
with
all
your nipples
out,
and all that other
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
hell
But
no.
if you got with that type of girl, don't be trying to get mad
But
because now she
that's
want to
called-
wear
but that's
she don't
called
wear no
change.
shit up to her damn neck.
But no, that's called change.
But some bitches are not capable of changing.
Well, then that's where you need to go ahead and ask the exit
That's
plan
why I
right
say
then.
No,
men need to
I
also
agree
take
with
responsibility
that.
for not
No,
being
no,
out
and
the
she's
system.
right. I
What you
will
mean?
say this. Hold on. I know she's
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
When you get older,
Uh-huh.
that's why social media is a curse, but it's cool at the same time because when if I meet her, I'm going through her shit. If I see all these photos with her ass out, just doing a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff,
You looking
I'm-
for fuck.
yeah, my
You
mind's gonna
used to
go
be in a
there.
relationship.
But that's also telling me that's not relationship material right now.
Right.
But
It
let's
should
just,
tell you.
but yeah, but let's just say hypothetically, we talking. I'm just on a fucking mind right now, right? And she says, hey, I want us to be exclusive. I want us to be together. Well, then that's where I gotta lay out my rules and be like, listen, I can't take you serious right now when you say that because, nigga, the girl that I want to be in a relationship with is not gonna be doing all this on her social media page. So either you gotta change that. I ain't saying you gotta dress like a Mormon or some shit like that, but my nigga, you gotta change that, or there's no relationship with
Right.
us. Because if you can't respect that, then
Yeah, but
and I'm not trying to change
That's
you.
compromise. It's
That
like,
is a
if you want
compromise
to be in a
thing.
relationship with
That's,
me,
it also has to
that
do
can't
with
be a
nigga being
standard of our
grown.
relationship.
So when she
I don't
says
accept that.
when she says take
Yeah,
responsibility,
and I'm okay with
because
that.
just like when girls say, well, you knew what I was before we got into this, I can't fault her for that. If she's showing you she's a gold digger, and she stays a gold digger, she's a gold digger.
That's circumstantial because almost every dude, and I hate to even throw my niggas under the bus, but almost every nigga out here was out here in the street fucking bitches. Out wilding out. Every single dude was out here trying to chase women, fucking bitches, right? So that when you meet that person and he in his fucking bitches stage, right? He out there trying to get women, trying to be cool. That don't mean that he's not marriage material. See, he's single at this point. So therefore, when you are now in his life, that can be a thing. We can make a change and become a totally different person than what he was as he was single. So therefore, just because you see that then don't mean you will see that now. That's where there's growth at. So you can't talk about like, are you willing to change? Of course you're supposed to change. Like, just
It
because
starts with a
surface
conversation.
level.
It starts with a conversation that Corey just.
It does start with a conversation.
But that don't mean that person not going to be something later on.
But best believe, if we already in a relationship, because one, if I'm in a relationship with you, I would like to think that your morals and values is something that I can
Right,
align
for
with
sure.
mine. So if we have a conversation like what she's saying, I pay my own bills. You can't tell me what to do. Okay, bro, if that's the case, then you don't respect me. Because I'm telling you something bothers me.
Yeah.
And
That part.
if it bothers me and you're not willing to change it, like just to, because it bothers me, and if you go on that whole, well, you're just insecure, or all this type of shit, then nigga, I don't need to be with you.
And before we jump
Especially
to
something
that
that's
one,
an outfit.
It's the last one we're gonna go. It's gonna be on a positive note. But before we jump to that one, to me, that part of talking about I pay my own bills, the first thing that comes to my head is we're allowing money to determine who should be the lead factor in these things. It's like that is an issue. That money has absolutely nothing to do with you disrespecting yourself out in public. But we're gonna end this one on a good note. This is some good word right here.
Got to put up guards because Miles Monroe says it this way: whatever we mismanage, we'll lose. Whatever you mismanage, you'll lose it. If you mismanage your finances, you're gonna be broke. If you mismanage your health, you're gonna be sick. Whatever you mismanage, you will lose. If you mismanage your freedom, you're going to be bound again. So one way to protect your freedom is to manage it properly. In other words, God will never give you just what you pray for. He'll only give you what you can manage. And many of us are praying for things we can't manage. So we're praying for this, and God is responding with this, and we mad. But he knows what you can handle. Because he's sick of us destroying his gifts to us. We're asking for it. He's giving it to us, and we mismanage it, and it's destroyed. He's like, hey, I prepared that for you. So you got to know what you can manage and what you can handle. You ask for a house, and your apartment dirty. So gotta put up guards.
If that wasn't a word though, like for real.
You asking for a house, but your apartment dirty.
I mean, wow. I mean, that's
I'm gonna give you a
that's
house
an
with a sink
eye-opener,
when you
though.
got dishes in the sink, nigga.
Right. But you want the new chopper. But like, that's some real shit though, because it's like we do it all the time, and we end up getting mad at God, quote so to speak. Like, I've been praying for this and praying for this for years. But you can't even manage $1,000 a week you're making. But you think I'm gonna give you $1 million? You can't even go and pay your bills on time when I give you the money right now. But you want 500,000? You know, so it's like he may not give us what we want, but he'll give us what we need.
Right on time.
Yes, it was like
I can attest to that shit.
Yeah,
It is on time. I ain't gonna lie
it's
to
some
you.
things that I literally would pray about. And instead of giving me what I asked for, he put me in a situation that allowed me to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? So if he say I need to learn patience, because I was big on I had no patience.
Yeah.
So instead of giving me patience, he put me in a situation where I had no choice but to have patience. And there's a little girl came to my
Yeah, I was about to say. What's it?
boy, and my daughter, when I tell you, it's like I want to be the same way with my boy. Sometimes I want to get on her ass. I be like, baby, listen, okay, daddy's going to do this. And I'd be like, damn, I'm such a bitch right now. But like,
Because I was thinking it.
hey, I'm going to keep it 100. That's what it is. Like today, I taught my baby how to ride her bike for the first time. Daddy was so proud. She learned the first day, right? So she was giving me the whole breakdown. She was like, Dad, you're the best teacher ever. She was like, I learned the first day. And I'm like, inside, I'm like blowing up. You know what I'm saying? So he taught me patience because with my boys, I could pop off. They me. They're me. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. But when I got the daughter, I was like, okay, I have to treat her more like I treat my wife. And that was another person that gave me patience, my wife. Because I have to now move totally different with the little girl because she has to see how I respond and how I treat my wife so she can know how a nigga's supposed to treat her out here, and she following those footsteps. A guy, okay?
A gentleman.
These niggas ain't
A
no
man.
gentlemen. But anyway, so yeah, that was actually a good word. If you got some things you want to, you know,
Nah,
to
that was
good.
Yep.
Ain't nothing to expound on with that.
Yeah, that was an amazing word. What about you?
I could say how I can relate to that is when it comes to like my business, because like I'm thinking like when like I'm like all I need is like money so I can do this, this, and this, and all this type of stuff.
Can I cut you off real quick?
What's up?
I want you to. This is a good time to. Why don't you tell your story? Something happened to you just recently.
You talking about that whole thing I told you in the car?
It was positive.
Oh, okay.
You was asking for certain things, but it happened to you totally different way. It's kind of exactly what he was just talking about.
Yeah. So basically, I found out that I'm being watched pretty much with my business. Like my business is getting out there, and it's getting out there farther than what I thought it was, as far as like that with the people. So yesterday I had a situation where y'all been creating reels and stuff. And I did a reel in front of a store in Deep Ellum, you know, just trying to be funny or whatever. But a couple of people took it the wrong way. And I got a message on Instagram with a dude telling me he wants to talk to me. And it's a guy from Triple D Gear who is a known, he's a known fashion icon in Dallas. He started the Triple D brand or whatever. And he's just celebrated his 10-year anniversary. So he hit me up and he was like, yeah, man, I just want to talk to you. So he pulled up on me in Deep Ellum yesterday and, you know, was just talking to me and just telling me, like, how everything is going on and saying, hey, dude, I know you. You know, I seen your stuff around, but I didn't know who you were. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to let you know, like, what you're doing is great. I just feel like you're going about it the wrong way, so I just want to kind of educate you a little bit. And then there's other people, you know, that know about you as well, that want to talk to you and all that type of stuff. So long story short, like we talking and I'm learning and I'm getting gems at the same time from these people that I used to wear their brands when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm knowing who these people are now. Like they coming up to me, they know who I am. Mm-hmm. And so it's just, cause there'll be times where I get discouraged. Cause I'm like, bro, I don't feel like this is going anywhere. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's going too slow. Yeah. Right. You know, I'm not making, I know I got something, but it's just taking too long.
And as you was right when you saying that, because as you talked to me about that, right, as well. So as you getting to that point where you feeling like God just went and gave you a sign, like, no, keep pushing. He gave me a sign. Like, you may not know, but people are watching, and people multiple shops, right, that were watching, even though it came in a negative light. See, like, yo, you know, that's my brand. You can't use something that's similar to mine, right. But let me put you on game how to do something. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you just got something, a negative that turned completely to a positive because you started to manage the way you were doing things differently.
Because if it wasn't for me doing that, he wouldn't have had that dude reach out to me, want to have a conversation, and I would have not known that I was being watched by so many people. Right. And then he's saying, yeah, dude, I seen your brand like a year ago. Mm-hmm. But I just never knew who was behind it. I've been trying to find you for a whole year. And, you know, I try not to put myself out there like that, but I have to understand when it comes to being a brand, people are not buying you. People are not buying the actual clothing, the brand, they're buying you. Like, you selling it, telling it what it is and all that type of stuff. Because of you, that's why they want to buy it. So once I learned that, I had to put myself out there a little bit more. So I started creating content, reels, and, you know, people started liking it and stuff like that. So I had to keep up that consistency, and it started bringing all these people to me. And then I get people on the street when I'm in Deep Ellum, bro, your reels are funny, all this type of stuff. And it just
Brian.
She been waiting to get your.
Oh, you know it's cool because I got a reel for her. Oh, you know what I'm saying? She's gonna be a part of it,
and it's gonna get real.
Yeah, it's gonna get real and unreal. I'm like her man.
But I'm closing that out. What's the same thing we want to do in this podcast? We want to not shoot each other with fucking guns, and I'm trying to close out.
I'm just saying, you keep throwing shots at me, shit, you got firing right back.
Did you hear what he said?
I don't care. I don't care.
I was on this positive moment, and I said, people are looking at me, and you said, they're lying.
Yes.
I don't want to smoke.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to smoke. Anyway, on the way out, let's talk. While we're talking about management, we're gonna be working on the same thing with this podcast. We're gonna try to get this podcast bigger and do bigger things with it, but we have to make sure that we are putting into it and managing it correctly to be a bigger platform to get out to you guys. So also make sure you subscribe at the bottom. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I think the like button is going up. I don't know if it it's off or I don't think you see the likes on YouTube anymore. So like
Bro,
button.
please comment if anything.
Thumbs
That's
up.
how we get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, thumbs up and
Share it.
comment.
Share the video.
Share. Yeah, we will like talk back to you.
And we're gonna have a whole segment where we're gonna go off of some of the comments that you guys have said on some things that we've talked about. So we want to know feedback. We want to get that. We want to be able to give you guys back authentic content. And with that also being said, to let you know, 90% of this is never anything scripted. Half the time we don't even know what we're gonna talk about before we get up here, and we get on here and we just go at it. And so we keep it authentic.
Send us videos too. Send us stuff that you want us to
Yeah,
react to.
definitely.
That helps us out because like we normally just
There's a
like,
lot of crazy content
find stuff
out
on
there.
our own. But if you like see something and you like, oh, I want to send this to them so they can react to it, bro. Please help
Please
us
do.
out.
Please do. So we're gonna continue to grow, and I hope you guys continue to grow with us. I'll be damned. We out.
Yeah.